Previously on the Kombat AllStar show.
Greetings, Kombat AllStar. I am the Emperor of the Nine Realms. I have kidnapped your random girl. Go! Man, oh my gosh. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go get her. You go ahead and do the show. All right. He will not get his grubby hands on the Kombat AllStar show.
Don't worry, you can count on me.
All right? You have faith in the Goo Man.
Oh my God.
Enterprise, being you.
I can't believe they took her.
Captain's log, stardate 45703-99. Me and the crew have just left DS9. Met somebody over at Quarks that could tell me the whereabouts of the Emperor of the Nine Realms. So we're going through the wormhole, baby. Gonna go there and look for Random Girl.
This is Gue III, Second Junior, Captain of the United Federation of Planet Starship, Enrique Iglesias. I am here to find the Emperor of the Nine Realms, or Random Girl, and I will kill everybody in here, unless I get them. You dig, babies? What do you want?
Sorry to disturb you, sir. There's someone here to see you. He's been quite adamant.
Yes, send whomever it is in. Well, if it is the Emperor of the Nine Realms, I've been looking all over the galaxy for you, homie. Now where's Random Girl? Or I will blow your face off. Gue III, Second Junior. Making the impossible possible. I am Kombat AllStar, and today we got an awesome show for you guys. We're going to be talking about some very, very cool things. It's a great day to be alive. I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to be talking about the Suicide Squad in the movie section. In the comic section, we're going to be talking about DC Rebirth, what I think about it so far, specifically Aquaman. In the Random Zone, we're going to be talking about EA Origins. You know, the paid subscription for PC. A lot like EA Access, but since Origins is a little bit newer, I figured I'd touch on that rather than Access. And then the last thing I will be talking about is in video games. Xbox One S has just dropped. It is fresh in the folks' minds, fresh in my mind, in your mind, in everybody's mind. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. Very big shout out to BlackArm1995. He's doing a little video of, not a little video, he's doing a massive video highlighting a bunch of, small YouTubers, I should say, and I'm one of those guys, so I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you guys can check it out. It's really cool. I think it's really awesome. Like I said, it highlights a bunch of small YouTubers so everybody can take a look, so go check that out. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's talk comic books!
So let's start this show off the right way, baby. It's talking about comic books. So, in comics, we're going to talk about DC Universe Rebirth. Now, Rebirth has been out for 2 months now. They do 2 issues a month. So, it's been out for 2 months. And it's had a really awesome start. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on. I have been reading all of them. I just recently did a comic haul, and just picked up every DC Universe Rebirth comic and just started reading because, man, there's so much going on. There's just so much going on, and I want to be able to kind of have a pretty good knowledge of it. And I was really looking forward to the Wonder Woman Rebirth stuff because she's such an interesting character. I mean, her backstory, everything about her I just love. And I feel like the New 52 Wonder Woman has just kind of dropped the ball a little bit because the story's been kind of all over the place. And the first issue of Rebirth seemed like it was going to kind of tie all that stuff up and make it make sense. It was like, we know that we weren't so clear and things were kind of muggy, but now we're doing our thing and we're going to explain everything. We're going to kind of fix everything from the past, right? So she goes on this mission to try to find out, you know, who she is, really, you know, where her origins is. All of a sudden she finds out she's locked out of Themyscira and she's locked out of Olympus, so she can't go to either place. And it just takes a turn and starts talking about Cheetah, which is great, you know, but it's kind of starting to be all over the place again. You know, it's not a consistent story following a character. It's kind of a lot of different things happening at once, and it's starting to get muggy again. So I wanted to talk about Wonder Woman, but I'm going to talk about Aquaman instead, because Aquaman is a much better story, in my opinion. It's always been a better story, I think. He's grossly underrated. The most underrated superheroes of all time have to be Aquaman and Martian Manhunter. And so I picked, and oh my gosh, Martian Manhunter. I can't believe that. Okay, before I go into Aquaman, I have to talk about what they did to Martian Manhunter. There's supposed to be a new Martian Manhunter comic. It spun out of the New 52 series. I don't care what nobody says. It is New 52. And they started it, and it seemed like it was going to be awesome, and then they ended it 12 issues in. Ended it 12 issues in. This was supposed to be an ongoing comic, and they ended it after 12 issues. And I felt like I got gypped because it was like lost all over again. It was like the whole thing was a dream. I was like, what the heck is this? Why do you keep doing this to Martian Manhunter? He is the most important character in the Justice League. He's the most influential character out of all the top heroes. He may not be, in the storyline, he is the most important, but he is not the most famous. And I hate how they treated him. I hate that he's not going to be in the Justice League movie. I hate that he doesn't have an individual comic anymore. And I hate how they're treating this character. I downright hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Stop. No, DC. Stop doing that to Martian Manhunter. Give him his props, restart his comic, and give this man the due that he's deserved. I digress. Back to Aquaman. Aquaman, New 52, not New 52, but DC Universe Rebirth is awesome. It basically is the story of a man who's trying to unite two worlds. There's been a lot of different, a lot of different people that have tried to sit on his throne, that have tried to war with the surface, and it's just been a mess. And Aquaman has finally gotten control of his kingdom, and he is trying to unite the nations. So he wants to have a seat in the United Nations. He wants to bring the people together by building an embassy, an Atlantean embassy, I think it's in Massachusetts in the comics. So he's doing his very best to try to bring two nations together, and you get to see not only what it's like to have a superhero with the pressures that he has, but being a king and having the pressures that he has. It's kind of funny. I feel like Marvel is trying to mirror Aquaman with T'Challa over there, and with Wakanda and everything. So it seems like Black Panther is almost the exact same thing as Aquaman. The only difference is Aquaman has a much bigger kingdom than Wakanda, and he has it's like Aquaman. Everything about Aquaman is more grander. So bigger army, bigger kingdom, bigger influence. I mean, they can basically take the world needs Atlantis in order to survive, because they need the oceans to survive. So Wakanda's not that. It's not so important. They just have a valuable resource. So, America's been trying to take it, but they can't quite take it because they're so strong. So it's kind of a power struggle on both ends. But Aquaman is it. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel's mirroring Aquaman, it's mirroring Atlantis. And even though Black Panther is probably more popular than Aquaman, Aquaman still has a lot more to deal with, I feel like, because of the responsibilities. Because if he doesn't control Atlantis and he doesn't stop, a war from brewing, the surface world will be, he rules 2/3 of the world, in the ocean. And if he doesn't keep his people in check and do this peace and everything, they'll basically wipe out the rest of the world. Wakanda doesn't have that, T'Challa, Black Panther doesn't have that responsibility or that burden. So I think Aquaman's is a bigger deal. But the comic does a great job expressing that, showing Black Manta, his arch enemy, in a new light and giving him layers instead of revenge. It's just an awesome story. It's a great comic. If you haven't checked out Aquaman, go check out DC Universe's Aquaman in the Rebirth I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil the comic because I really do want you guys to go and read it. Go check it out. Let me know what you think if you've read it already. If you haven't read it, just pick up the first issue. Pick up the first issue of DC Universe Rebirth Aquaman. Tell me what you think. If you like it, buy the other ones, but please give this guy a chance. He is an amazing character, grossly underrated, and I can't wait to see him in the movie.
Let's talk movies!
So in movies, we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad. Yes, Suicide Squad just dropped. Well, it dropped last week. It was an awesome movie, I gotta say. Usually I try to wait to do this, because I want everybody to go and see it. I don't believe in non-spoiler anything. I just want to tell it to you straight. It is a little early, so hopefully you guys, everyone is seeing it. So far the movie is kicking butt in box office, but it was fantastic. Oh my gosh. I went in there with very low expectations. I didn't want to see the movie when I first heard about it. I just thought it was going to be, I don't know what I thought. I just didn't think it was going to be good. So I went in there, very low expectations. But the thing that made me want to go in the first place was the very last trailer. The very last trailer was, aside from some of the music, was awesome. I'm like, you know what? I think I might take a chance on this movie. And then I watched a couple of other reviews on YouTube of course, and I was like, you know what? That guy did a good job reviewing it. He has a similar taste as me. I'm going to go ahead and watch it. So I took a chance, went to the movie theaters, went to go watch Suicide Squad, and it was awesome. It was the most grounded, I can't even call it a superhero movie. It was one of the most grounded films I've seen in a long time, and it was just epic. I felt everything. First of all, they nailed everybody, okay? I really had an issue, or thought there was going to be an issue with Harley Quinn. I thought there was going to be problems with Deadshot, because, you guys have seen my reviews and when I talked about the Suicide Squad. I was really worried that this was going to be the Will Smith show. And I'm not a fan of Will Smith, even though he does pick awesome movies to act in. He kind of acts the same way in every movie, and sometimes you don't want that. So I was really, really worried that this was going to be the Will Smith show. But it wasn't. And I was really worried about Harley Quinn. She was another person I was worried about. The two biggest stars, no, without a doubt, in the movie, I was worried about them. But they nailed it. They nailed it. The only thing that would have been better is if maybe Tara Strong did a voiceover and voiced every line that Margot Robbie or whatever the heck her name did. That would have been awesome. But other than that, it was fantastic. I mean, when you had, okay, so in the superhero movie world, when they fight the last hero or the bad guy, you're like, they're gonna win. Superman's gonna kick that guy's butt. You know what I mean? Or Spider-Man's gonna win. Or it's like you just know that your hero's gonna come out on top by the end of the movie. In this movie, it wasn't so apparent. I'm not gonna. The bad guy, was Enchantress, and she was all powerful, all magic, and she had her brother that was the same way, maybe even stronger than she was. And it was like, how are these guys of a guy that can shoot stuff, a girl that does good at swinging bats, and a guy who can swim really fast? It's like, how are these guys going to stack up and be this all-powerful sorcerer? So you felt for him, and even in the movie, they were like, you know what? You might as well kill me now. There's no way we're going to be able to win. I'm going to have a drink. So they all went and had a drink, and that was one of the greatest scenes in the movie. You sat down, you got a lot of backstory about Diablo. You got to know a little bit more, I should say, about Will Smith's character Deadshot, and you got to see how crazy Harley Quinn is. I mean, she is an unapologetic bad guy. And you get to see all that. You get to see everyone's emotion, and they kind of bond a little bit and become friends. And then they kind of go after the bad guy, the big baddie Enchantress. And it was great storytelling. It was very grounded. Amanda Waller was great. I mean, Viola Davis killed that part. She is Amanda Waller. That's like, there's been a lot of perfect castings lately, where she's possibly in the top 5 of most perfect castings. I don't know who else could have been Amanda Waller. She did a great job. I mean, the lady that played Amanda Waller and Justice League voiced her could definitely play her. Don't remember her name, but man, she looks like her, and she could have did it. She could definitely did it. So, I digress. The movie was awesome. The movie was awesome. It was great. I didn't expect it to be that good. It really did remind me of a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I mean, a movie of a bunch of well-known names in comic, but not popular names or the top guys in comics. And they had a movie together. They didn't have any prequels. They came together in this movie and they kicked butt, just like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was, I think, more entertaining because it was more funny.
This had a lot of humor in it, and it was great humor, but it was realistic humor. It wasn't like, I felt like I was with those guys in the movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, I knew I was watching a movie, you know what I mean? So, it was awesome. I loved everything about it. Definitely a 10 out of 10. The best movie I've seen this year. So go out and check it out if you haven't checked out The Suicide Squad. It is a fantastic movie. And if you have seen it, let me know what you think. I want to know everybody's comments. We all know that Rotten Tomatoes has been bashing all DC movies, and there's a petition to get it shut down because they clearly show favoritism, giving Ghostbusters high rating because they're scared that, oh my gosh, it's feminist if I don't like it, and then giving all DC bad ratings because it's the trendy thing to do, and liking all Marvel movies because it's the trendy thing to do. So a lot of people are trying to get that shut down, which I don't think is going to happen. But there is a petition for it. I digress. Let me know what you think about the movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you have seen it, let me know what you think. Comment Man always wants to know your thoughts. Put them down in the description. Tweet me. Just let me know.
Let's talk video games.
In gaming, we're going to be talking about the Xbox One S. And like I said, it just came out. And it's the flavor of the month. There's not been a lot of gaming news. I mean, there was Gamescom that's happening, but I mean, there's not really a lot of gaming news. A lot of stuff's going to be released later, and the big news, I mean, has been the Xbox One S. People have been reviewing it, unboxing it, talking about it, and it looks like a great little console. I can't lie. It looks pretty awesome. Now, is it worth buying? That's basically the thing that everyone's been talking about. People are on the fence. Yes, you should buy it. No, you should buy it. You should wait until the Scorpio comes out. We don't need this console, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to give you my opinion on it, my take on it. And I'm going to, I'm not going to go ahead and rattle off the numbers and the stats and the processing power and frames per second. But I'm just going to, I'll leave all that below. I'll leave some articles. So if you want the dirty details of it, you can get the dirty details. But I'm just basically going to be talking about overall. Now, the Xbox One S is a great console. I have to say, I mean, it's a lot faster. Not a lot faster, but it is definitely faster than the original Xbox One. It processes faster, the frame rate is faster. I think it's about, give or take, 9 frames faster. So it is a better performing machine. Not really noticeable unless you do a lot of tournament play, stuff like that. But, it is nicer looking if you're into that. I mean, I'd rather have my machine perform better than it looks. I could care less about what it looks like in my living room, whether it's a black box or a slanted box with edges or whatever. So the look doesn't really matter to me. It matters about processing, it matters about gameplay, it matters about the features. Features overall rule, because I mean, if you have two machines like a PS4 or an Xbox One, it goes down to what I can do this on my Xbox and I can't do that on my PS4, or I can do this on my PS4 but I can't do on my Xbox. So it just comes down to features, and to be honest, the features haven't changed. So I think the Xbox One is good for someone who, I think it's good for someone who has a 4K TV because it broadcasts 4K video, not necessarily games. I think it's good for people who are really into high tech and they have a really, really awesome setup in their living room. So good sound, good TV. But other than that, I mean, I don't think it's anything special, to be honest. I mean, I personally would, if I just had consoles, I'd be waiting for the Scorpio. So I'd wait, hold my money, buy the Scorpio. But I have a PC. I game primarily on my PC. You guys know that. So I don't need a Scorpio, and I don't need an Xbox One S. As long as I have a regular Xbox, that's all I need. You know what I mean? Because the features are going to be the same across all three: the original Xbox One S and the Scorpio. So if the features are going to be the same, I'm just getting more power with the Scorpio, and I have a PC. My PC blows the Scorpio out of the water already, and if it doesn't, I can just go and get a few parts for a couple $100, and it will. So if you're into, my personal opinion is, if you're into gaming and you only want a console game, I would probably wait. I would wait until the Scorpio comes out and I would get that. If you just want an Xbox and you're a casual gamer, definitely just go with the original Xbox. And if you're the freak of nature that has some amazing surround sound system and a 4K TV and just a crazy
living room setup like a gamer would have with their PC setup, then by all means go and get the Xbox One S. I want to know what you guys think about it. Post in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are about the S. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you think are some advantages of having an Xbox S over an Xbox One, or over a Scorpio, or a Scorpio over an X or a One, or an Xbox One over a Scorpio and an S? So let me know your thoughts. Always want to know what you guys think about this. I personally am all about the games. I'm old school. I want a good console that has the games that cater to me. For that, I'm going to say it has to be Xbox. Xbox brings what I want. It has the games that are catered to me. As far as Gears of War, Killer Instinct, all their exclusives are for someone like me and not really into the role-playing games like a lot of PS4 owners are into. So that's the console for me. As far as a game machine, period, I like the fact that I've built my own and PC is for me. So that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Comment below and then let Kombat Man know.
Let's get random.
In the random zone, we're going to be talking about EA Access Origins. Or is it just EA Origins? I think it's EA Origins. So EA Origins is the launcher on PC, but EA Origins is actually a monthly subscription, and you get a vault of games, much like EA Access. If you're familiar with, if you have an Xbox One, you're probably familiar with this already. PS4 owners, sorry, PlayStation doesn't think this is a good deal for you, so they opted not to actually have this service on PlayStation 4. So you can only get this service on Xbox One or PC. That really sucks for PS4 owners. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. But I digress. EA Origins is a subscription-based $5 a month deal where you basically get a bunch of games in the vault you can play for free, and you get a 10% discount on any EA game that you purchase. So when it first came out, I've always wanted to try this, but when it first came out, I was very skeptical because it's like it only had a couple of games in it. And for me, I'm not really into Madden, I'm not really into Battlefield or much of any EA game, to be honest. But as time went on, they put a lot of really cool games in there. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. They have all the Mass Effects in there. They have all the Dead Spaces in there. They have, of course, Garden Warfare. They have all the Battlefields. Battlefield 1 is coming to it. Pretty soon you're going to be able to get a huge discount on a big bundle, and the regular Battlefield 1. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is coming. So, I mean, there's a lot of... EA's been stepping it up and diversifying their portfolio. The next Titanfall is going to be in it. So it's becoming one of those, as EA diversifies and adds really cool games to their library, it's becoming worth it. I actually recently got into Origins just to see what it was like, and I was very surprised. Very, very surprised. The support is great. The community is awesome. The customer support is awesome. These guys are hitting on all cylinders because they need to, because it's so new. Not a lot of people can compete with Steam, and so far I don't think anybody has. Microsoft is giving them their best shot, but they're relatively new. So I don't think they're going to be able to go ahead and get that done the way they want to right out the gate. But time will tell. We may have Steam as the number one and Xbox is number two, or Xbox launcher may be number one and then freaking Steam is number two. You never know how these things go. But EA Origins is doing a great job, I gotta say. I'm really impressed by the lineup of games. Like I said, all the games I mentioned before, you know, Battlefield and all the Battlefield series. The Need for Speed series is in there too. You have, you know, of course, Garden Warfare, Battlefront, you have Dead Space, Mass Effect. All those franchises are a part of this thing, and it just keeps growing and getting bigger. Like I said, Mirror's Edge is coming. So it's a great deal. I do think it's a great deal. I do think anybody who's into PC gaming should try it out. Spend that $5. It's only $5. Come on, go ahead and spend it. Try it out. See what you think. And if you have an Xbox One, definitely check out EA Access. I do think EA Access is better than Origins, just because it has a bigger library, and you get Madden. I mean, come on, you get Madden in there. So, what do you guys think of EA Access? What do you guys think of EA Origins? If you have EA Origins or Access, I feel like they're practically the same thing, even though EA is really trying to distinguish them as being separate things. But so far, there's not been any separate. There's not been anything separate about them. Aside from you can get more on a console because, you know, for some reason Madden has some deal with Xbox. I have no idea. But I digress. It seems like they're the same to me. So what do you guys think of both of the platforms? What do you think about access? I've been looking a lot on YouTube, trying to find anybody who's talking about is it worth it right now. And the videos that I've been able to find are very, very subpar. So I figured I'd come on here and I'd give you my honest opinion. I feel like my opinion holds a lot of weight in the community, and I've seen people actually take my advice on things. And I really believe that this is one of those things that should be taken. You should take heed to this. You should go ahead and try it out. And for anybody who's out there looking for a video, trying to find someone's honest opinion, you know, I feel like everybody who's said, is it worth it? They're really, really on the EA bandwagon. So of course it's going to be worth it. I'm not so much on the EA bandwagon, but I can tell, I know when a company is really trying, when they're coming out with content that's actually good. So yes, go out and try it, check it out. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't, spend the $5. Give it a whirl, man. Go ahead and try it. It's only $5. You don't like it, you can cancel it. And you got the rest of the month you can actually play with it. And, you know, it is what it is. So go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And yes, give me your thoughts.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you all for watching the Kombat AllStar show. Really appreciate all of you coming out and checking me out and supporting me. And man, you know what? Lately I've been getting a lot of support, and I gotta shout some people out. I just want to thank everybody out there that has been supporting me, that has been telling people about the channel, telling people about the show. I'll shout out a few names. I mean, of course, Randy is always out there promoting and helping me out, and I really do appreciate that, dude. You're awesome. Same thing with Ziggy, BlackArm1995. KILLERGAMERGIRL is relatively new to the YouTube thing. She's been doing a lot of streaming. If you haven't checked out her Twitch channel, go and check it out. Me and Randall Gert were doing some streaming, but to us it was a lot of work with the YouTube channel, so we decided to focus on YouTube. But she's still doing it, and I implore you, go check her out. I'm leaving the link below. Big shout out to Ray Laurie. She's an author. She does her thing. She also is very, very supportive of the Kombat AllStar show on the Quantum VFX channel. And just everybody, I mean, X2 Twisted, that guy is just amazing. I love him. He's like a brother on here. Shout out to you, man. You're just an amazing dude too. You go out there and you support me and you help me out. So everybody out there that's a part of that YouTube community that helps each other out, and it's been a great support to me. Just go check them out. I put them in my featured list so you guys can check out all the channels that I featured and all, you know, I don't want to say YouTube partners, but just my, you know, the community, my part of my combat community of YouTube channels. Just go and check them out. And thank you all to all the fans out there who constantly like, subscribe, and share. Really do appreciate it. I can see it in the numbers. And until next time, so long.